as the G20 summit, which is being held in New Delhi under the Indian presidency and the Bharatiya Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi as the leader, it comes to an end and leaders have already started departing for their home destinations. There is this breaking news coming in about the arrest of the two suspect Chinese spies in the UK Parliament as the subsequent concerns raised by the UK PM. The UK Prime Minister PM Rishi Sunak has chastised Chinese Premier on Sunday for unacceptable interference in British democracy after a newspaper reported that a researcher in the Parliament was arrested earlier this year on a suspicion of spying for Beijing. The two men met after the Metropolitan Police Force confirmed that a man in his 20s and a man in his 30s were arrested in March under the Official Secrets Act. The suspects also held a pass that allows full access to the UK Parliament buildings. UK issued to lawmakers, staff and journalists after security vetting. Neither has been charged and both were bailed until October pending further inquiries. Tension between the Britain and China have risen in recent years over the accusations of economic subterfuge, human rights abuses and Beijing's crackdown on civil liberties in the former British colony of Hong Kong. Britain's conservatives are divided on how tough a line to take with the Beijing and on how much access Chinese firms should have to the UK economy. Beijing be declared a threat, but Sunak has referred to China's growing power as a challenge. UK spy services have sounded ever louder warnings about Beijing's covert activities. In November, the head of the MI5 domestic intelligence agencies, Ken McCallum, said the activities of the Chinese Communist Party pose the most game-challenging strategic challenge to the UK. Foreign Intelligence Chief Richard Moore of MI6 said in July that China was his agency's single most important strategic focus. MI5 has issued a rare warning that an alleged Chinese agent has infiltrated Parliament to interfere in UK politics. An alert from the security service said Christine Ching Kui Lee established links for the Chinese Communist Party with the current and aspiring MPs. She then gave donations to politicians with funding coming from foreign nationals in China and Hong Kong. It comes after a significant long-running investigation by MI5, the vital sources have told BBC. One of the MPs funded by Miss Lee was Labour Party's Barry Gardiner, who received over €420,000 from her in 5 years, but he said he had always made the security services aware of the donations. Liberal Democrat leader Sir Ed Davey also received €5,000 donations when he was Energy Secretary, but he said the money was accepted by his local association, and it was the first time he has been given cause to be concerned. Home Secretary Priti Patel said it was deeply concerning that someone who has knowingly engaged in political interference activities on behalf of the Chinese Communist Party has targeted parliamentarians. But she said the UK has measures in place to identify foreign interference. The security service said anyone contacted by Miss Lee should be mindful of her affiliation and its remit to advance the CCP's agenda. Labour Shadow Home Secretary Yvette Cooper said, "We condemn in the strongest terms the attempts by China to interfere in Britain's democratic process." She said Labour was seeking further information from the Home Affairs and MI5 on the extent of the deception and interference and the ongoing risk of malign activity from foreign states. Issuing an alert about an individual is an unusual move for the MI5. It signals that their long-running investigation had led them to become sufficiently concerned that they felt they had to act now. We have heard about concerns over Russian influence in the past, but China? British intelligence officials say has now become their top priority. The allegation here is interference, covertly gaining influence, and not espionage, stealing secrets. And one concern from security officials is that there are no laws in place to be able to tackle such interference. As a result, they sometimes believe that going public, as they have done in this case, and earlier also, is the best way of disrupting any ongoing risk. Conservative MP and former party leader Sir Ian Duncan Smith has said it was a matter of grave concern, calling for Miss Lee to be deported and demanding the government make a statement to the House. Former Defence Minister Tobias Ellwood also called for a statement in the Commons, adding, "This is the sort grey zone interference we now anticipate and expect from China. But the fact that it's happened to this parliament, there must be a sense of urgency from this government." According to the alert, Ms. Lee claimed her involvement with Parliament had been to represent the UK Chinese and increase diversity, but MI5 had said that activity had been undertaken in covert coordination with the United Framework Department of the CCP, with funding provided by the foreign nationals located in China and Hong Kong. The UFFWD is alleged to be seeking to cultivate relations with influential figures to ensure the UK political landscape is favourable to the CCP and to challenge those that raise concerns about the party, including over human rights. The security service said Ms. Lee had extensive engagement with the individuals across the UK political spectrum, including the now disbanded all-party parliamentary group called Chinese in Britain. But they warned Ms. Lee may aspire to establish APPGs to further the CCP's agenda. Liberal Democratic leader Sarad also received 5,000 euros from Ms. Lee when he was a minister in the coalition government. A spokesperson for the Liberal Democratic Party said the email from the Speaker of the House of Commons today was the first time he had been given cause to be concerned about a donation to his local party associations received in 2013. The government must make it a national security priority to protect the UK's democracy from threats and interference by foreign actors.